Hello and a very warm welcome to one and all present here. This is Laksh Mittal, your host for the day, connecting live from India, and I'm enthralled to host you today for today's masterclass brought to you by Recurum. Our vision at Recurum is pretty simple. Okay, we want to onboard a million enthusiastic users to the Web3 revolution, and that is why we bring to you another set of one of a kind masterclass series, deeping dive into Web3. So, guys, as you all know, the world is moving towards a more connected ecosystem. And as time passes, there are various fields who are coming in, collaboration, working together to bring more innovation and support to the society. This is where I feel, Web3 also comes in. Web3 is that first member in the line who's actually trying to do things which can bring good to the communities. And how is it doing it? Through the power of blockchain, decentralization, and you. But before we get started for today's masterclass, let me give you a sneak peek on what we do at Recurum. At Recurum, we help Web3 companies to hire passive skilled talent from amongst the attendees of events. Now you would be thinking, why events? The thing is, events are the oxygen of Web3 communities. This is where Requiem steps in, and that is how, putting it in one simple line, Requiem connects Web3 professionals to Web3 companies through Web3 events. Today we have a plethora of companies providing you with opportunities from across the globe. We are also providing you with NFT minted certificates to all participants who stay till the end and are streaming this live from the Requiem website. To get those NFTs, you got to log into the Requiem website, go into the chat box, connect your wallet, and boom, you get your WAP NFT. We definitely have a good, like if you get that OAP NFT now and become an early adopter, you definitely have a good chance to get highly incentivized in the coming months. With that, let me acknowledge the partners for today, which is Blotic Community. And even the speaker for today is the co-founder of Blotic Community. With that, let me introduce you guys to the speaker of today's event, Swapnil J Singh, the co-founder of Blotic Community.
Hello, Laksh. How are you doing?
Hey, hi Swapnil. I hope you're doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. I'm fine. How are you?
Awesome, I'm perfectly well. How are you doing? Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, I could hear you properly. Can you?
Yes, definitely I can. So let's go with this. Swapnil, why don't you tell us about a few things about your background? How did you end up in Web3 blockchain, and what led to the start of Blotic?
Yeah. So first of all, my name is Swapnil J Singh. As Laksha told, I am the co-founder of Blotic. In Blotic, we are just an entry gateway for any Web3 enthusiast in India. So, with all these online communities, we are building a community pan India in an offline manner. So, the most important aspect of our community is college chapters. We are opening different college chapters in different colleges, and our college chapter operates in EEI model, that is education, employment, and incubation. So, firstly, we try to educate folks about Web3, then we give employment to them, and we also cater the startup ecosystem in colleges, and we provide incubation to the startups coming to our community. So
Okay.
when we started Blotic, it was because Web3 is a very new domain and the resources are very less. So for a newbie who want to make a career out of Web3, faces many difficulties. Like when I started, I didn't had any resources. Like there were only some resources which I need to like hustle down and find out, and then I could just write a piece of code. So
Okay.
after seeing all these things, I with my co-founder Ashutosh, we plan to cater the youth of India so that we can just like achieve something good in Web3 in India. Like when there was the dot-com boom, all the companies that flourished at that time are the tech giants of now. So we wanted to create those companies, the companies like that in Web3 space in India. So we started Blotic. And to like how I came into Web3 was like, if you must know the documentary The Social Dilemma. I was watching The Social Dilemma, and there I could see like the tech giants, how they are ruling the country, like not the country, just the world, how they are like dominating your thinking capabilities and with their tough algorithms and all, how like they are creating polarization. So that day I knew like the technology that would just counter these algorithms and take the censorship away from a single party would just win the future. So I
Okay,
started researching, and then I found blockchain, and then I started diving deep into blockchain and how I knew how the technology works. So from there, I got to know that this is the future, and I need to do something in this space. And
okay,
after meeting my co-founder, like he wanted to start a club in my college. Like I'm a third year BTech grad from Bharati Vidyapeeth Pune. So I met him, and he wanted to open a college chapter, like a college club in blockchain Web3 domain. So we
okay.
had conversation. We started brainstorming, and from a club in a college, it's turned into a startup. Now
Wow.
we are opening college chapter in different colleges. So it's been a journey. Like
So,
we
how many
started from
colleges are you a part of?
right now we started this 4 or 5 months back. So we have created POCs in different colleges, and right now we are having 4 colleges with us. So
Oh, that is great.
we are creating a tech stack uh, where we will just incentivize the members of the community and who would be doing the proof of work and all those things, which will, and our future plans are to build a DAO,
Okay,
of the most skilled people from India, like
okay,
the top 1,000 people. So this is a long, the DAO is in the long run. So right now we are building college chapters, and after that
right.
we will just transform into DAO.
So, how
Yeah.
how big is your community right now?
I may not say like it's a very big community. If you like, when I'll just show the slides, then you will understand why I'm not saying like it's a big community and why are we like starting with a small community. Right now we are focusing, like we are changing different aspects, different policies. We are incorporating new technologies, new like strategies. So right now we are like a community of 500 folks. So
Okay,
which we are trying different aspects. We are building tech stack. We are just want like in a startup world, the MVP that you name, like so we are in that phase. Like we you can tell like we are having our MVP and we are trying it on the 500 folks we are having, and later when we'll just divide like this is the game, this is the game we want to play, then we'll just open it for everyone.
wow, wow, that's definitely awesome. That's amazing. And I'd like to, let's come back to the main topic for today. Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll ask you, how do we actually build sustainable Web3 communities? Okay. Like, see, from what I understand, your co founder, you tried starting it as a project in college. Okay.
Yeah.
Started as a, let's say, a small um, college club, and now that it has become a part of different colleges as well. So definitely it's a bigger community now. Okay,
Yeah.
so definitely what do you think are the, let's take these 3 4 points are there, okay, that you need to do to build these communities. So how to build a sustainable web3 community, let's go with that.
So should I show a slide or just
No,
verbally?
you can just start verbally right now. We'll go into the slides as well. Okay,
Okay,
let's
okay.
just set the aura a little and then we'll go in.
Yeah. So, like to build a sustainable Web3 community, it depends like who is your audience. Like for our case, the audience is the youth of India, like the college, basically the college students of India. So all the communities these days are operate on online mode, mostly on Discord servers, Twitter handles, Reddit, and all. So we saw like the engagement on the online servers are not that much that we can create in the offline mode. So we started with the offline mode, and we knew like by creating this community in offline mode, we are creating a distribution. Like every year, a new batch will come to college, and they will join the Blotic. So
Okay.
in this way, we are doing distribution. So in our case, the offline mode was the best. So, and maybe NFT based community must be very good on an offline on an online based platform. So it depends on the community and their goals and vision. To be
So,
honest,
have you heard about this line? That's this statement, which Vitalik, the founder of Ethereum, stated
okay,
that tokenization is like somewhere he was not agreeing with that how every community is trying to tokenize it, and it is not for the good, right?
yeah.
Like tokenization won't help it add value. Okay, so how do you think, like, is tokenization a part of building sustainable communities, or do you think that we can do it without them as well? And if we are doing it without them, what is the value that the community is actually giving it to the community members?
Yeah. This is a very good question. The tokenization is not an important aspect. It is an important aspect, but not in all cases. So I see many communities that tokenize and that bring in tokenization, but they don't know the use case of it. So
Okay.
there's the problem. If you are tokenizing the community, then you must be having a use case that should prosper in future. So, like
Okay.
uh, this is a very new space, and everyone is just trying, building, and breaking things. So it is not the exact and correct time to like come to a conclusion if the tokenization is good or bad. It depends on the community. Like for some they are good and they are necessary, but for some they are not necessary. For like in our case, we are not thinking about tokenization because if the word tokenization come into play, then it must be having a monetary benefit. So we are like our tokenization is a bit different. In
Okay.
case we are like uh, we are not describing it as a token, but we are describing it as a Blotic points, where we see the proof of work through these points. Like the number of points they have, the more proof of work they must have done in the community. So in
Okay.
this, it depends on the community. Yeah,
Okay, so it's basically like the more the work you do, the more you present it, the more you get incentivized. That's how it works, correct?
yeah,
Okay, that sounds, pretty awesome. And with that, let's ask me another question. Do you think like all Web3 companies should have a community? Like, is Web3 an industry which is only community based? Or because see, what I have been seeing is that almost let it be Web3, not Web3, okay, any industry, companies are moving towards a more close knit set of community based markets. Okay, they're trying to build communities around their users, their customers, around that, right? So do you think community is the next stage, or is it just only for Web3?
yeah. Like to see it from a distance. If you see Web 2 and Web 3. So in Web 2, we need to do all the marketing stuff to bring audience to your platform. And Web3 here plays the role of community. Like if you are having a community, you don't need to just market your product and everything. And the main aspects of blockchain is decentralization. decentralization. So here you need communities like to otherwise, like I told you about the social dilemma documentary, the power would go to a single hand. So the
Okay.
community needed, I think. Like, yeah,
Okay, no worries. That somewhere I feel there's a understanding of what you are presenting. So definitely that's good. Okay, I guess we're almost towards the place where I'll let you have the stage to your own self. Okay,
yeah,
you can start sharing your screen, and we'll love to see what you have to present as a masterclass for today. Okay,
yeah,
let's go ahead with that.
for sure. Yeah. So, let's start with how to build Web3 community. So, let's build it better together. So, as Lakshay told, I am Swapnil J Singh, co-founder of Blotic, and I'm a big believer in Web3 and use cases of blockchain. So, to start with, like, I want to state this: like Web2 companies start with products, while Web3 companies start with community. And the first question you must ask, like, why do we need community in Web3? So basically, Web3 revolves around three words, that is decentralization, disintermediation, and meritocracy. So, what is decentralization? So, basically, decentralization is the control is not given to a single individual but to the community. So, here a single party do not have the authority to make the decision and do it on their own. Like the Facebook can like steal your data, show algorithm that can like harm you. So in the Web3 space, it is not possible because the voting power and the decision making lies in the community. You can participate, you can vote for the decision making, and so in this way, you are responsible for what you are seeing and what is happening to you. Second is disintermediation. So in Web 2, there are many middlemen. So in Web 3, it is a direct contact between you and the product. So there is no middleman. And meritocracy basically is rewarding people socially and financially. So, when you use Facebook, you don't get incentives by using it. So in Web3 space, you are rewarded with different tokens and different assets for using the product. So basically, these are the three words that Web3 revolves, and that's why we need a community. So let's dive deep and to how we can build a Web3 community. So this is basically the roadmap to build a Web3 community. There is no hard and fast rule to make a community. It depends on you how you like execute everything. But we can get a structure out of it. So firstly, you need to define your goals. If you want people to join your community, you need to give them a clear vision to rally around. In this phase, you set a strong foundation for your community. So, firstly, you need to define your values, your mission, vision before starting. Then the second phase comes like you need to gain first 100 folks. Like to start a community, you should start with a small community, try and test in those 100 folks, and then go on with a larger community. So gain first 100 folks, attract the first set of members who can actively participate and with whom you can engage often and directly. Early members feel privileged to be a part of exclusive community. So it is a early member advantage also. They would feel connected to you more, and in future they would just help you grow your community. The third phase comes here with the design community experience. After getting 100 folks, you must try different aspects and design a community experience. In this phase, you need to structure your community and create the wireframe for the interaction and value addition for the members. It should define the journey of a member into the community. Basically, when a member come to the community, the journey should be defined in this phase, like how the member should be onboarded and what would he do in the community. And the last part is grow your community. After setting up the community, now you can open doors to new users and should formulate ways to gain more members. So this is the fourth way. You need to grow your community after like designing all the experiences, like designing the community experience. Now it's the time to grow your communities and like go to different people and all. So let's start with like first phase, that is defining your values. So, in this phase, you need to define what are your core values, like your mission. What is your mission? Like, why you started this community? What is the underlying core aspect of it? So, you need to have this clear in your mind. Second, what value do you want to deliver to your community? Like what value addition is your community doing to the folks who want to join your community? This is the main aspect. Like anyone who would join your community must gain something from your community, so the value addition part must be brainstormed very nicely. The third part is who is your ideal community members. So first you need to define for whom are you making the community. It may be, as in our case, it is the youth of India, like the basically the college students. There may be for an NFT community, the community members would be the person who can own the NFTs, who has that purchasing power to own the NFT. So it depends on your like core values and who are your. You need to define who your members would be. Third, why is your project needed? What makes it different? So, like every Web3 company has a community. So, with all those communities, how is your community different? So, you need to define your USP. Like, what extra are you giving? And next, what type of community are you trying to create? Media developer community, NFT focused community. So it depends on like what type of community you are creating. And the last, what should be the culture and ethos of your community? It is an important aspect. Like the culture depends, like the culture defines the engagement you must be having in future. So you must bring a culture like the participants and the members would like feel to interact within your community and like grow with you. So the culture is a very like important aspect while defining your values. Now let's dive into the second phase, like how you can gain the first 100 folks. Like, okay, you thought of making a community, like you got the idea, you know who are your community members, what your values are, but how to gain first 100 folks? So these 100 folks are like the most hard to get. So, like you are starting from zero, you having a block, and you need to connect those blocks to different blocks. So, getting 100 folks is a bit difficult, but let's see how we can do it. So, first of all, you need to leverage your existing network. So, like if you are starting a community, you must be having a network in your past. You must be knowing different folks from like same background and all. So you must go to them and like show your vision, your mission, and what value are you giving to the community members, and convince them to join your community. So these are the folks that you can easily get. Like they know you personally. They know like what type of person you are and how well you can do in life. And these are the people whom you can convince more easily. So firstly, try to leverage your existing network. Secondly, join existing Web3 communities. You can start contributing to similar communities like yours and find like-minded people. So when you join different communities, you start interacting with different folks from those communities. You may find like-minded folks, and then you can just pitch them your idea, like how you can, how the community would benefit them, and they can come to your community and be an early member. Thirdly, onboard potential candidates. This is the like the this is here the conversion rate is a bit low, because like you don't know them personally, but you're sending emails and all to them. So basically, in this phase, search for potential candidates and personally onboard them through emails, phone, or in person. So basically, you need to find folks who can be a potential early members of a community, and you can personally email them. Like you can do cold emailing. If you have their phone number, call them and convince them to be your early member. So these are the ways like you can gain the first 100 folks, and these are the folks that would help you. Like when they come, they are the early users. You must give benefits to them, and they are the one who will take your community to the next level. So when you are getting 100 folks, it is a bit difficult task, but these are the core members of your community who will just prosper your community to the next level. So you can just give time and hustle hard for these 100 folks. Now, the third part comes where we design community experience. So basically, we design the after getting 100 folks. Now we need to design the community experience, how the community would work and all. So here the first thing comes: build in public and be transparent. So for your community members to feel involved, you need to be transparent about your goals and activities. Manage expectations and be upfront from the very beginning. Build-in public is also a key to establishing trust in your project. Open source your code, write guide explaining your reasoning when developing the project, share helpful tips and experience on what you have learned. So build in public and be transparent. And the second part is give ownership and listen to feedback. This is one of the important loop. Like you must be looking toward the feedback. Make sure you are constantly listening to feedbacks and suggestions. It is recommended to go like a step further and seek the community's input before making decisions, big or small. So when you incorporate your community's feedback, you are giving them ownership in the project. So this is a very important, like the community members can participate in your decision making. So they must feel empowered. Now the third is be involved on a personal level. This is the case where it is a tough thing to do, but in the early stage you can be involved personally. So you can you can and should have moderators and ambassadors, but also you have to be active on your platform. You need to share your experience and build relationships based on trust and reciprocated. The fourth part is be consistent and clear with rules. So this is also you should be consistent and clear with rules. Like when you make rules, and you should not be changing the rules more often and like just frustrate the members. So you must be having a clearly defined set of rules for Discord and Twitter. Make sure you apply the rules consistently, clearly, and without expectation exceptions. So here you don't need to be biased. It should be equal to everyone. You need to play fair with the community. What goes for one goes for all. You need to draft Web3 community policies. Second, next part is draft a Web3 community policy. You must draft the policy at the start and keep it flexible in the initial stage as it may require changes. But keep in mind that if you want to change any policy, then it must be known to the community and they must be agreeing to it. So make changes, but you need to keep in mind that you have a set of members whose things would get affected by your policies. So before changing any policy, just take what do you say, mm, take inputs from them, and then you when you devise a set of policy, then just make it public and ask for their opinions and feedbacks. The next part is reward the community. So as I mentioned earlier, Web3 rewards you for your proof of work. So early members will appreciate having access to your initiatives first. You can also run community only giveaways, provide perks and opportunities when you can. Even having special roles in Discord for those early members is exciting for the community. The next thing is collaborate with other communities. When you are like in the initial stage, you need to collaborate with different communities. Like the Web3 space is still growing, so it is important to reach out and make friends within other communities. We form valuable connections within this space when we host like joint events or lead initiatives together. Web3 is not just about competition. Like we need to build everything together. So don't be competent, like, but build together, host events, joint events from collaborating with different communities and all. So this is the in this way you design your community. The next part is grow your community. Like after designing your community, after getting 100 folks, now is the time to grow your community. Like now you need to like make the community from 100 people to 1000 people, then 10,000, then 1 lakh. So now you need to grow your community. So let's start here. So firstly, you need to choose a community manager carefully. Like you are, your community manager have the power to make it or break it. Yeah. So they set the tone of your community and all engagements in and around it. You can select community managers from your existing team or hire people uh, like for the roles. So these are the guys like who would like cater all the audience, and so they must be like the one who believes in you and who has the proper skill sets. Secondly, you need to set up a community engagement strategy. Like when you got the idea of opening like opening a community, you got the early members, and if it is not engaged properly, like the members are not engaging in the community, then it's of no use. So the community members should be engaging. So you need to devise some strategies around it. So the trick to growing an online community is to create a community that's self-sustaining, which means like getting the which means like where members are asking and answering questions by themselves. They are starting discussions, sharing content with minimal input from you or your community managers. So uh, you can strategize on these, like how you can bring engagement. So some of the things which I can tell is like you can set up weekly challenges, you can run polls, surveys, quizzes, you can offer giveaways, you can host sessions on Discord or Twitter Spaces by bringing potential speakers from this Web3 space, and you can incentivize your members who are active in the community. So in this way, the others will also be motivated to put their part in the community. And so this is the thing, like this is the most important thing in a community to set up community engagement strategy. So you can do all these steps and see this may give you a community in your hand. The third part is never miss new members onboarding. So after getting 100 folks, still you need to onboard new members, and you need to uh, process this in a such simple way that uh, they must be coming to your funnel directly. So try to focus on your customer journey from the very first moment. Help them to feel welcome while instilling your community values from day one. As soon as new member get associated, set the tone, introduce the brand, culture, committee through a series of emails, mind maps, and frequently asked questions. The sooner the new members get acquainted with the community culture, the faster they start contributing. And to grow a community, you want contribution from the folks. So you need to put the onboarding process very fast. The next point is get friendly feedback loops. So feedback is one of the most important aspects of a community. Feedback loops are a way of integrating members' feedback into everyday business, helping to make the process of adapting and improving a community as easy as possible. Like you can use surveys. Like surveys are the most effective method for gathering feedback from your online community. You might also want to gather a select group of community contributors for one-to-one interviews to get more in-depth feedback. So you can also try to get a one-to-one interview, like, and get feedback. And but you need to make sure that the question you ask to them must be valid, and you must set a question based on priority. So this is the thing. Now, I think I missed the one of the point, like measure KPIs. So, identify, measure, and analyze community engagement based on KPI. So you can measure the number of posts in a day, reviews by the community, or response to a question. You can measure based on the number of users, the number of opinions per user, or the time taken for a response. Such statistics indicate how people are engaging with your content. They are interacting with each other and help you track the overall success at any point in time. So these KPIs are very important to keep a track on your community, and it gives you a clarity how your community is growing. The next part is create the right content. So, creating the right content is necessary because content helps members to realize the value that they can get from your community. The content can be created on specific topic, on a viral trend, or something that would increase the community members to read, comment, and share more. So with content, you are also educating the members, and it brings engagement in your community. Like for example, if you create content on a viral trend, so they must be active enough, and they would just make some memes and all. So this way you can just bring engagement in your community. This is Now the next part is engage influencers. So in this phase, like where we are, we all know that influencers are the powerhouse of a community. So if you can onboard an influencer, then he or she can power the community. They often encourage new people to join in and stimulate the passive ones also. So they can be a good way of bringing more people to your community. The last is incentivize your community. So as Lakshay told, is social tokens necessary for a community? So you can incentivize your community in form of tokens, so that they can get something from you, but it not necessary in all the cases. So incentivizing is does not means like incentivize in terms of monetary benefits. You can incentivize the people by giving them resources. You can organize different challenges and like give them recognition. You can give different things, but incentivize your community. So in these way, you can just grow your community. So with this, like I want to conclude with a quote from Helen Keller, that is, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Thank you. So this was the whole aspect of Web3. Yeah, Lakshay, you can just start with the yeah.
Awesome. Hi, Swapnil. How are you doing?
Yeah, it was a hell lot of
Was it good? You had fun?
yeah, I had fun. Yeah.
Amazing. So, Swapnil, really, the way you have tried to explain building a community, the design part, the grow part with KPIs, measurements, understanding customer feedback, adding value, definitely very, very key points because this is what I believe, that we should have a proper cycle in understanding how processes can be made and uh, how checkpoints can be achieved to basically achieve the goal, like reach the goals that we want to. So definitely, Swapnil, great work on that. Pretty detailed. Would love to know how it went for you. What do you think about the whole presentation that you gave? Would you want to say anything?
Yeah, yeah. Like the whole presentation revolves around the basics of building community. So I just wanted to tell, like, this is not the hard and fast rule. Like, this is the only thing. This is the only way we can create the community. It may vary, like depending upon your goals. Like for in our case, we are not sticking to all the parts of this PPT, so it
Right.
depends on you. Don't like get stuck with this PPT and all, like, yeah, I want to do this, and then I just grow up my community to the next level. This doesn't happen. You need to hustle hard. You need to plan things, strategize, brainstorm at every moment. That's it.
Correct, correct. Definitely, that's definitely there, because I totally agree with you on community building, and that is something, that is very important as well in, sustaining customers, retaining customers and users and stakeholders of your current, let's take a product that you're building, the company that you're building. And somewhere I feel it's very important in Web3. Okay, it might not currently be very active and important in other industries, but for companies in Web3 and blockchain it's definitely important.
Yeah,
Okay, right. So with that, let's go ahead with the next section with that we have. So we have a few questions that we have all, they're pre-decided questions, and let's hope we can answer those things collectively
yeah,
on a very good note so that people in the audience can get to know about it, right? So can we have the
yeah.
first question on the screen?
What do you think is the heart of this massive Web3 community?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Uh, so the heart of the this massive Web3 community is trust. A
Okay.
single word, trust, is the heart of every community. Like this is the case of all the communities. I can say I can be generalized here. I was not generalized in any topic until now, but in this I can be generalized that trust is
Okay.
the main aspect of a community.
So what do
I
you
would
mean
like
by
to know
trust here?
trust is basically like the community members should have a trust on you, your goals, and they must trust, like if they do good to the community, they must get it back in some way or the other. So this trust must be there. Then only anyone can, like give their 100% effort to your community.
Okay, so basically it's more like belief in the vision, correct? That
Yeah,
is what you're trying to say, correct?
yeah.
So if let's say like you mentioned about getting the first 100 folks, right?
Hmm.
So if the first 100 folks in the community believe in that, vision, that mission that you believe in and want to proceed with, so basically, that is what is the heart of a massive Web3 community, correct?
Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay, okay, that sounds. I totally agree to you on that as well. This is what I also feel that that belief factor is very very necessary because maybe because if that's not there, okay, definitely the communities might not thrive. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely there. Okay, I guess we've answered this perfectly well. Let's go ahead with the next question. Okay, so according to you, it's a follow-up question, I believe. According
Yeah.
to you, what can be done to strengthen communities?
Yeah, to strengthen trust, like you can devise some, like you should be transparent first of all. Like
Okay.
everything you do in the community should be transparent, and everyone should be knowing what you are doing, how you can. You should not change a policy on your own and just give it to the community members next day to act upon. So this is not the thing you should do. You should be transparent. Secondly, you should add value to the members of your community. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you add value, then only they'll have a belief on you. So every time when you are devising anything, law, any you are bringing up with new events or anything, you must think like what value addition is this
Possible.
going to be for the members.
Correct.
Thirdly, you should document all the laws correctly, all the policies, and you should like try to educate the folks from your community. Fourth, you can, as I told earlier, engagement is the key. So you should try hard enough to bring engagement in your community. Through engagement, the people engages with the community members. They do conversations, and so
Right.
they can believe in you. And the last is the things must be simple.
Okay.
Like it should be easy to use. The policies and the all the things should not be in a hazy thing. Like it should be simple and for any user who can just come here, enjoy it, and like act upon it. Yeah. So this
Correct.
is the yeah.
Definitely, definitely. I totally agree. So it's as simple as possible. It's like basically to strengthen the, let's say, the foundations of a community. You definitely need to run through all the rules, all the checkpoints, understand your customers or users' pain points, solve them, add value. Okay,
Yeah.
incentivize them, and that's how you strengthen the sustainability and trust. Basically, correct. Awesome. That's perfectly well. Uh, let's go ahead with the next question then.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your opinion, what is that one key element that constitutes a community manager, okay, and sets them apart from the work they do?
Uh, uh, According to me, is we cannot say that it's one key element. There are
Okay,
more to it. Like your community managers should be experienced with the brand communications and social media. He must uh, have a belief in your vision. He must be having a detailed knowledge about your platform. Like if you're using Discord, he must be tech savvy in Discord and all. Um,
okay.
must be having good communication skills. Um so these are some of the things that you must have in mind. Mm, he must have an adaptive mindset, and he should handle multiple tasks. Like he need to control the community, and for that he must be having many tasks to do. So all these things can be like all these things are the key elements for a
No,
community
definitely,
manager.
I agree to you on that, and I'll just add a few points to what you said. Somewhere, I believe the community manager should be a people's person. Okay, he needs
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be a person who can contact, communicate, talk to people. Correct.
yeah,
So that is definitely one of the those. I believe the person should also be a leader somewhere. Okay, so that it's not about it's about giving direction to a community. Correct, on where they have to proceed with towards the vision, right? And that's where I believe the community manager actually holds place. Correct.
mm,
Yeah, that's definitely well done. I guess we have a few questions from the community as well, our YouTube community. Correct.
yeah.
So let's go ahead with the first question from the YouTube community. So how can we create new long-term communities where consumers are also stakeholders?
Uh, and
I
create
guess this
new.
answers were by the slides that you showed. Correct. The design model, the grow model. Okay. But is there something you would want to add?
Long-term consumers are the stakeholders. So, as I told earlier, when we have stakeholders as in consumers, so the most important part is like the stakeholder must be active enough and they must be giving feedbacks and they must be involved in decision making.
Okay.
So, in the long term, it should be like the stakeholder must be a part of the community and they need to give 100% to grow the community. So, all these things should be instilled in their mind from the start. Like to grow the community, all of us should come together, devise rules without ego clashes and something like that, and and they must know the fact that if the community want to grow, then it should mm, what do you say? It should um, be trusted by all the participants. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know what, agreeing to you on that. Okay, this is what I'd say. Like creating long-term communities, basically, it's a step-by-step process, like we are discussing. Correct? It's not something you can jump to directly. You have to basically understand every aspect of every individual in your community, so that each stakeholder believes that they are being acknowledged, they are being heard, their pain points are being solved, and basically, it's they're feeling valued enough. Correct?
Yeah.
So that is somewhere I feel, a very key aspect for, basically turning consumers to stakeholders and
Yeah.
building these stakeholder based long term communities. What do you think?
To add, I would like to add something. Like the consumers could also try and bring other people from their network to the community as a
Yeah.
stakeholder. They must be the pillars of the community, and they must be convincing different folks about the vision of the community.
Correct.
So in this way, through word of mouth, the community grows. So all
Exactly.
this must be like catered.
No, definitely, I totally, agree to you on that. Let's go ahead with the next question. I believe this is the last question that we have for today. Okay,
Yeah.
and let's hear it out. How is okay? So I feel this question is around how the technology, how blockchain is basically empowering communities. So what do you think? Like, is POS working out more? Is POW working out more? Or is there any other aspect of blockchain which you think, empowers Web3 communities?
Uh, the main, like the technology aspect, is decentralization, as I told earlier. So the POS and POW is just like a consensus protocol.
Okay.
So these things, like when we talk about communities, these things, like what I have seen until now, don't play a major role. But
Okay.
the main underlying technologies like meritocracy, disintermediation, and decentralization, these are the main aspects of community. These are the technology, like the main use case of blockchain, and like these are the communities must be built on these three aspects. Like,
Okay.
have I missed something like in your question?
No, no, you're
Like,
definitely go ahead with. See, you're speaking on an aspect of more like people based. Okay.
hmm,
I'm adding the value of technology as well. So if you've heard
yeah,
about play to earn services,
yeah, yeah,
not services, I'll say like models or different things like that. So what this does is this is where Web3 and blockchain empowers the community because they're incentivizing them in a way that they can earn, right? So
yeah.
that is definitely there. But I guess your points also definitely, add on to this, but on a more community level, understanding, right?
Like
So
as you told, like play to earn economy, and the models play to and learn to earn. So these are the aspects which a community can bring to themselves. Like
exactly,
it depends. Like this is a very valid point. Like play to earn. Like this just incentivizes the community members. So when while making a community, you must think like how you can incorporate those models in your community.
exactly.
They help in engaging your audience. They help in incentivizing your audience. So just you need to devise a strategy how to bring those models in your community and how it can benefit your audience.
Correct. No, no, definitely. I totally agree to you on that. But I guess, we've answered very well. Okay. I feel, the session was very informative because, see, somewhere I also have been building communities, but getting into understanding each aspect of it helps made me, also take notes during the session that this is helping me out, this is not helping me out. Okay.
Yeah.
Like these are key points that, I should remember, and these are the points I'm already doing. So definitely, Swapnil, good work on that. I really appreciate the effort that you've put in there. We started off, like by discussing how you entered blockchain and Web3, and then, how you are currently building a more than a 500, community member status around different colleges. So that's definitely, kudos to you and the Blotic team. Correct. With that, Swapnil, is there anything you would want to, share? Would you want to tell about the whole session today? How has it been for you working with Requiem? Okay, about the platform that we are doing, the thing that we are building, right? By providing opportunities to people through events. What do you think? Like, would you want to say anything?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Lakshya, like for inviting me and like hosting a wonderful session. So,
Thank you so much.
and I would like to just thank the Requiem team to bring this session. Like I did go through your website and the YouTube channel. Like you are delivering content that is needed in the art. So your first session about basics of Web3 now, uh, diving deep into Web3. So what I told in the starting, like when I started with the Web3 space, there was very less resources. So
Correct, correct.
like you and Rekaram is just creating the resources in this space. So it's very good to see. Like we are also trying to create content, like as I told in the people, like content and to
Okay,
educate is a necessary part of community building. So we are also trying to educate and like bring resources. So I think like it's a very good thing that you are doing, and the main thing like the you are hosting events on your platform, and you are just the recruiting part, the companies. So this is a like when I had a conversation with you, this was a new like model I didn't knew earlier. So it like I was amazed to know about it, and would like to see how things go for you for Rekaram.
definitely. We have a lot of things for everyone who will be in our community as stakeholders. That will be event organizers, hiring companies, even the attendees. Okay,
Yeah,
and like I said, I guess we are already, Blotic is already going to host their events on our platform from now on. Correct. So definitely you
yeah.
will be seeing a good amount of progress, good amount of things happening with you even on the platform.
Yeah, I am positive for it, and like I would just love to see how you would be incentivizing the participants, the event organizers, and how you would be connecting the uh, participants to the companies. Like I am
Definite,
very
definite.
curious to know, like, and to see your journey in future.
Sure, sure. Not to talk about future, in the present only we are connecting so many
Yeah.
applicants to their companies. Okay, and definitely we feel that Blotics events are gonna be that somewhere stage. Okay, that platform, that place where on Recurrum basically, which would give participants to an opportunity, or to apply to job openings, right?
Yeah.
Definitely good work on that, and thank you so much, Swapnil, for coming today. It was great hosting you today. I had a good learning curve towards what I know in terms of community building. So thanks for that. Any last comments? Any last statements?
Yeah, just last minute, let's build it together. Because
Definitely,
Web3 is not about competitions, it's about building together. So,
definitely,
to all the
definitely.
folks watching this, let's build together. And thank you, Lakshay, for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Swapnil. I'll be just waiting for you back in the back end of the room. I'll just be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Lakshay.
Thank you so much. With that, okay, thank you everyone, okay, for attending such a enriching and knowledgeful session today, okay, in understanding how to build sustainable communities. And I really acknowledge Swapnil's effort in how he has brought every aspect of community building. You should definitely, if you have missed it, definitely go back and go through this whole session again to understand how things are happening in building communities. As I know personally that Swapnil has built a good amount of community members in his community. So definitely the pointers that he stated are going to be of very good value to you. With that, I'd like to also acknowledge the Blotic team and the other sponsors and partners that we have for today. Just to remind you guys again, we have a good bunch of companies, okay, hiring and providing opportunities to you on all events that are happening on our platform. Okay, so definitely log on to the platform, connect your wallet, okay, and start attending events, registering to events, and start applying to jobs. Okay, if you're streaming it from anywhere across YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, okay, the best way to avail these opportunities are to come to the recurring website and register for these events. With that, just reminding you again, if you would want to get the early adopter POAP NFTs, okay, register to these events through our platform and take a small piece of memory back with you for today's session. Okay, with that, I hope all of you guys had a great evening today learning about how to build sustainable communities. Definitely, I had a good time, and I would like to, just remind you guys, if you don't know how to basically avail NFTs, okay, you can basically create a MetaMask wallet. Please check to use metamask.io, okay. And adding on to that, you can just basically connect your wallet with us on our platform and avail your POAP NFTs. Um, so coming to the last points, I hope you had a very enriching and fun session today, learning how to build sustainable Web3 communities. And with that, I end today's session. I am Lakshmithan signing off.